It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. In this game, we'll see the San Antonio Spurs going up against the Magic in Orlando. Checking out the Magic, they're sitting at 500 over the last 10 games, kind of treading water. They'd really like to make a splash over the next few games. It has been an interesting ride thus far. Kenny, some teams really improving after a sluggish start.
Yeah, well, credit the people running those franchises. Always look to improve. That's what you have to do if you're a franchise head. You can't just sit back and say, hey, we're going to accept this mediocrity.
No matter what your record is.
No question.
No, the season is a marathon, not a sprint. Lots
of ups, let me write that one down.
Just keep trusting yourself.
The season is a marathon,
not a sprint.
Not a sprint.
And then make sure you put Shaq-Stradamus.
Shaq-Stradamus.
Did you actually make that up?
Something that was already said many moons ago.
I've never heard that before.
You're acting like it's your original thought.
It is my original
I've never heard that before.
It's not a marathon, it's a sprint. Yeah, get away.
Who said that before? I've never heard that.
Oh,
I got one for you, Ernie.
What's that?
E equals MC tripled.
Ah.
I've never heard that either.
No, nobody has ever said that either.
Think about it, though.
I've thought about it all I want.
I did the math. It doesn't work.
We are in Orlando, Florida, as the Magic are about to go into this interconference contest right here. Sit back and enjoy this presentation of NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and beside me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. David Aldridge joins us on the sideline. Take a look at the Spurs. Try as they might, they've fallen behind the pack, but a chance here to reclaim some ground. It might be tough, but this is a team they're capable of beating.
Yeah, and they're coming in this game also looking for payback after dropping the last one. They play each other just twice this season, and they certainly do not want to be swept.
Certainly not. And when you look at these two teams, they are very evenly matched. You know they'll want revenge tonight after losing the last game earlier this season.
And let's go straight over to David Aldridge for a report before the tip-off. Hey, Dave.
Well, guys, DeMar DeRozan grew up in California, and he idolized Kobe Bryant. Now, DeRozan says, Kobe was my favorite player. I watched everything he did, practiced almost all his moves, and DeRozan has become a multiple-time All-Star. Kevin?
Well, D.A., you can see that influence. Great stuff. Thanks for the report. Steve, how about just getting along? I mean, obviously you want to win and play well, but what about teammates just getting along?
You know, Kevin, I love it because I think there's an expectation if you don't get along, you can't win. There are some teams that you can see these two guys don't like each other, and they still win. But then the teams that is sustained for a long time is the teammates that get along. What you want to do is set, goals that's realistic. And if you can do that and obtain that, then you have pretty much a good team.
Ready, gentlemen? Ready?
Tip-off goes to Orlando. And the starting group for the Spurs. They've got Bledsoe. He's out there with DeRozan. Chris Middleton is out there with Pau Gasol. And it's Bertinason at the power forward position. Now, here's Fournier. Passes it to Gordon. Kicks to Augustine. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over DeRozan. Augustine, no luck. Here are the Spurs with the ball. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Isaac. Dishes it to Augustine. Fournier against DeRozan. Now here is Augustine. Defense right on him. A three-pointer, no good. On the wing, DeRozan. He's guarded by Fournier. Fournier against DeRozan. Hangs in the air. He lays it in. DeRozan's got the scoreboard going with his first points of the night for San Antonio. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Gordon kicks to Augustine. The shot comes out. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Last time they met was in San Antonio.
And that was an ugly loss for them last time playing these guys. And really, the rebounding differential was the key.
They demonstrate a real tenacity on the glass and made their presence felt. We'll see if they can repeat that kind of play.
Here's Augustine following the score by DeMar DeRozan. Fournier gets a wide open look. The three-pointer off the mark.
Still scoreless after 4 attempts, struggling to find any daylight.
And Middleton kicks to Bertans. Pass to Bledsoe. Gasol trying to free himself up. No good on the triple. Magic have gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Augustine against Bledsoe. Outside Fournier. Gordon inside.
Well, sometimes it just takes an opportunity in the NBA, and Aaron Gordon has made the most of it. Since taking over that power forward role full time, he has shown remarkable improvement. Plays with more confidence and aggression on offense and has transformed himself as a player.
The free throw drops for Gordon. Gordon hits both of them. First quarter of basketball, just over 2.5 minutes played. Bledsoe kicks to Bertans. There's the pass to Gasol. The Spurs working the ball around now. To the middle. Here's DeRozan. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
And he's really been working to get those looks, and it's starting to pay off here early on.
Bledsoe against Augustine. Outside Fournier. Now here's Isaac. Tight defense on him. Clock at 6. Launches it. Rebounded by the Spurs.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
DeMar's a magnet for defensive attention. You see the overreaction leading to a wide open man.
Now here is Augustine. Last game we saw him score 13. Outside Fournier. Once again off the mark, Orlando.
Trying to get his man back for the last 3. It helps to not make this personal.
No good from Bledsoe. The Magic trail by 7.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Augustine against Bledsoe. Bamba passes to Fournier. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Fades. The Magic again can't hit. San Antonio leading by 7. The wide open look here for DeRozan. And again, it's the Spurs from deep.
Well, if you wonder why they're in control of this game, just look at his stats from the field. Solid, solid, solid.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. Well, last season, DeMar DeRozan, one of the handful of NBA players, Steve, who bravely spoke out about mental health and how it impacts them personally.
Yeah, had a great column in which he talked about his depression and anxiety. Never easy for a star athlete or anyone to be so frank about that kind of subject. Takes a lot of courage to do that, and DeRozan was rightfully applauded for his honesty.
Now, here's Fournier. 17 points for him last game against Utah. And DeRozan kicks to Bertans. Outside for Bledsoe. Lets it go with a 3. It's hauled in by Gordon.
If you're trying to keep the defense honest, that's the one you really have to make.
Looking to end the run. Orlando gets it back. Back to Augustine. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's his first trip to the line.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
The free throw drops for Augustine.
This is strange. Last season, the Spurs finished out of the top 10 in field goal percentage for the first time in a decade.
The Spurs making a switch here. Pirtle's checked in. Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. And, Steve, when you think about the Spurs, you think great passing and total efficiency.
The talent level dropped for various reasons, and the ball movement wasn't as crisp. Makes it harder to put the ball in the cylinder.
Here's Augustine, following the basket by Chris Middleton. And Augustine kicks to Fournier. Now, here's Isaac, guarded by Bledsoe. Shot clock at 6. Fournier goes in. Nice D from DeRozan.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Pass to Bledsoe. Gasol's in the post. Shoots over Bamba. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. The Magic trail by 11. Fournier with the ball. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Simmons checked in for Orlando. Gordon dishes to Simmons. Here's Isaac. Another miss by Orlando. Spurs leading by 11. Up top, DeRozan. Guarded by Simmons. DeRozan finds Bledsoe. To the paint. And the dunk by DeRozan.
Keep your head on a swivel with DeRozan on the floor. He'll finish way up top with an alley-oop.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now here is Augustine. No good from Simmons.
Uh-oh, he misses the bunny. I think he thought somebody was coming over to contest it.
DeRozan passes to Bledsoe. Outside DeRozan. Shoots over Isaac. They get it back. And Jonathan Simmons gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Terrence Ross is checked in for the Magic. Grant comes in for DJ Augustine. Bellinelli, he's checked in for the Spurs. Mills comes in for Eric Bledsoe. So it's the Spurs now. To the inside. Here's Pirtle. Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Yeah, off to a strong start here early. 6 points off second chance buckets.
Pirtle, taken 9th overall in the 2016 draft, has a great presence in the middle of the paint and can trade blows with the other big men across the league.
And the Magic making a change here. Mozgov's checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. Walker's checked in. On the free throw, no good. And Pirtle last season, Steve, earning more playing time.
He fought his way into being a rotation player, showed good grit, and was a solid contributor off the bench.
And Simmons kicks to Grant. Passes it to Ross. 6 on the shot clock. Now a timeout called by Orlando. Steve, offenses have gotten so good at stretching the floor. What are defenses doing to counteract that?
I think that what they're doing right now is they're having guys with the versatility of switching, because if you run pick and roll and you can switch, it keeps everybody in front of you. And I think also right now they're having multiple guys and going deeper to have guys who are in foul trouble that they can look down to their bench and they can play 10 or 12 guys on their roster.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Last game for the Spurs, they picked up the W against the 76ers.
And I know the defense wasn't great, but yet and still, their ability to stay composed was impressive.
When things come too easy, it's easy to lose focus, but they held each other accountable and played hard.
Now here's Gasol, 2 on the clock. Walker, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jakob Poeltl. That is his first foul of the game. The Magic trail by 12. Grant outside.
Too aggressive to start this game. That's already a couple fouls already in the first.
And Jaren Grant, 5 years at Notre Dame, redshirted as a freshman and helped lead them to the Elite Eight back in 2015.
The Irish had a high-powered offense, Kevin. A lot of shooters. A good preparation for him in the NBA.
And he knocks down the first one. And Grant drops them both. So it's the Spurs now. It's a 10-point game. Walker finds Gasol. Back to Walker. Mills in the corner from outside the arc. Rebound by the Magic. Gordon's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Grant. Pass to Simmons. Stolen by Walker. Now Mills. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Fournier's checked in for Simmons. From deep, Walker. Good on the triple. Walker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And they've done the job on the offensive glass.
Walker against Fournier. Mozgov kicks to Ross. Grant down low. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Especially at that kind of height disadvantage. You're looking to score the ball or at least draw the foul.
Now here's Mills. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. 6 to shoot. Bellinelli for 3. Mozgov grabs the board. The Magic trail by 11. Now here's Ross. 8 points his last outing. Outside Fournier. Back to Grant. Over Mills. No good from Grant. And so it's Mills who will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Fournier against Bellinelli. Here's Mozgov. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Paul Gasol.
And that could be a costly foul there. Mozgov, a pretty good free throw shooter.
No good on the free throw.
And how about the big Russian, Timofey Mozgov, a good, solid contributor when healthy.
And he sinks the second. Smitty, with all the different arenas you've played in and all the cities you've traveled to as a player, which city do you think, looking back, was the hardest to play in for whatever reason?
This is an easy question. Detroit, Michigan, Kevin, because I was raised there and played college basketball. The ticket request going home was definitely hard.
I bet.
Because now you're starting to ask teammates, you're starting to ask everybody for tickets, and I just never had enough.
And it was expensive to buy tickets.
Yes, indeed.
And everyone wanted one.
Everybody. My first game, Kevin, ever back in Detroit, 300 tickets.
Oh.
Glad I had good teammates, though. They helped me.
The lead now cut to single digits. Fournier's got his first bucket in this one. San Antonio leading by 8. Mills looking it over. The dish to Bellinelli. 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Mills passes to Bellinelli. They need this one. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Can't convert, but a good opportunity from mid-range. He'll take that every time.
Ross finds Grant. Mozgov, he's looking for Gordon and finds him, and he comes up with the deuce. Gordon's got 7 points.
And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Now here's Mills. He's covered by Grant. And here's Mills. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And that one is good.
You know, he's not someone who spends a ton of time in the painted area, but Patty Mills looking comfortable on that one.
Here's Grant. And that does it for the first quarter. Spurs lead by 8. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. The NBA game drawing fans from every culture, and Pau Gasol definitely feeling the love from the Spanish and Latino community.
I always notice the fans that support us and make us feel, pretty much since I got to the NBA, all the Latino fans showed a lot of love and support towards me, so I appreciate it.
The game going global, and no better ambassador than Pau Gasol.
And as the players grow more international, fans from every country and continent, for that matter, finding more and more reason to root for the NBA.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And looking at what we've seen from the Spurs so far, guys, what do you think?
I mean, through one, you have to like the effort, especially on that defensive end.
There are several ways, as you know, to take control of a game. Getting stops is one of them.
Fournier and Ross, they're the wings. Mozgov is out there with Gordon, and it's Grant in at the 1 spot. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And Bellinelli kicks to Forbes. He dishes it to Mills. And there's the pass to Forbes. Puts up a 3. Mills can't hit. The Magic trail by 10. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Orlando Magic has struggled to find difference-making players in the draft or in free agency. Their goal is to get younger but get better at the same time. And it's difficult to do, even in the Eastern Conference, but Orlando is determined to get this right. Kevin?
And the journey continues for them and a lot of teams. D.A., thank you. Pass to Ross. He kicks to Grant. San Antonio with the rebound. Pirtle's got his 5th rebound in this one. The 3 from Bertans sinks the three-pointer. Bertans got his 2nd bucket of the night.
This is where we're going in the NBA right now. Stretch bigs.
Outside Fournier. Now Grant. 11 points for him in that last game against Utah. While we've got a moment, let's now take a look at the teams that had the most second chance points on the season. The Magic in 3rd.
You know what? Sometimes their missed shots are their best offense. I mean, they attack the glass relentlessly, and those extra possessions can determine the outcome on a lot of nights.
First free throw is good. Smitty, no doubt you had an outstanding jump shot. Talk about the difference in approach when you're a catch-and-shoot guy versus a pull-up off the dribble shooter.
Yeah, catch and shoot is obviously totally different mechanics, Kevin. You're waiting for somebody to pass it. You're obviously getting your mindset to be able to get yourself in position, get your feet right, and obviously shooting the basketball. Pulling up off the dribble, sometimes it tends to what the defense gives you. And that is an art to see guys like Steph and those guys, Kevin Durant and LeBron, who's added that, to being able to be comfortable shooting the basketball off the dribble. That is the hardest part about shooting it, pulling up off the dribble versus catch and shoot.
So as a great shooter, you think that is just, that's the very top, but your admiration is very high for guys that can do that well.
Yeah, because you don't have time to get your feet set and get your mechanics right when the ball is in the air versus having it in your hand. You look at the way DeRozan has improved since entering the league. Vastly different player. Came in mostly as a driver and a dunker. Has become a complete shooting guard, and he's a fantastic leader on the offensive end as well.
And that free throw good from DeRozan. Steve, with DeRozan, you can see the changes and improvements in his game year to year.
Yes, his passing is the most recent skill that he worked on. His rebounding and defense also have seen significant improvement over his career. He's one of the top shooting guards in this league.
Simmons checked in for Grant. Good on both.
This is where he feels 100% comfortable taking all the free points he can get.
Augustine against Bledsoe. Over to the wing. Here's Isaac. The Magic again can't hit.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Bertans passes to Bledsoe. Orlando grabs the miss.
Woo, that's the one when you watch the film back, he's going to cringe. He couldn't ask for a better opportunity.
And Simmons kicks to Isaac. Mozgov down low, guarded by Bledsoe. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Augustine from outside. The Magic get another chance here. Here's Bamba. Doesn't go that time.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
Oh, and the jam by DeRozan.
Well, we're seeing the defense make adjustments, but DeRozan is making great reads, finding ways to counter.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
Yeah, in a game where offensively they were about as inconsistent as you're ever going to see them.
Definitely an outlier game for them. They are usually much more in control of themselves compared to that match.
Chris Middleton's checked in for the Spurs. And Simmons kicks to Augustine. Here's Mozgov. And Pirtle pulls it down. Pirtle's got his 6th rebound on the night. And DeRozan, here we go, makes it off the glass. DeRozan's got 6 points in the quarter.
Oh, great ball movement there.
And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for the Magic. Trailing by 17. When this game is done, they'll be off to Chicago as they take on the Bulls. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip.
Yeah, I like the concentration there. Isaac showing how skilled he is on the block. Feels like no one can stop it.
DeRozan, the layup off target. Orlando's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4. Augustine against Bledsoe. And it's sent back by Bledsoe. They recover it. Augustine against Bledsoe. A second chance effort. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out east already. We are in December. You take a look at the Bucks. They're looking extremely sharp right now, poised in the top spot and playing very well. And, of course, Orlando, not in the same realm right now in terms of their record.
And when I look at Orlando, they're in the mix for a playoff spot, which is definitely a positive. But I'm sure they'd like to have had their hands around that spot a little tighter than they do.
I agree. They're not going to be able to coast. They're going to have to battle their way into the postseason. But maybe they'll toughen up by the time the playoffs arrive.
Oh, fellas, that was vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. And the dunk by Bamba.
Yeah, that 7'9" wingspan on full display there. Bamba swooping in with authority.
Now here's DeRozan. 38 points for him last game against Philadelphia.
And there really was a physical aspect of his performance that was off the charts. He was taking it right at him, and he just kept getting those calls and getting to the line.
Mozgov with the block.
And the size and length of Mozgov, a big factor. Hard to convert when he's there.
The Magic trail by 15. Here's Augustine. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. He's looking for Isaac and finds him. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
How about the timing there by Isaac on some of these alley-oops? Very impressive. Great at knowing when to leave the floor and how to finish that lob.
Now here's Middleton. An 11-point game for him in the win against Philadelphia.
Yeah, you see the killer instinct. He's going for the death blow.
True story. They got a monster lead that's taking a life of its own.
Augustine against Bledsoe. And the foul on Eric Bledsoe. That's his first foul. San Antonio on defense. Augustine in the corner. 6 to shoot. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
And a moment now to see the numbers for Jonathan Isaac. His last 10 games, 9th in steals, and he provides that deterrent around the rim, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in blocks per game.
And talk about being top 10 in steals. I love his jumping the passing lanes and then stealing away your dribble. That free throw, no good. We've had a full season now, Steve, of the jersey-sponsored insignias and patches that has become a reality in the NBA. Any thoughts on that so far?
I guess, Kevin, because I'm old school, I don't like seeing it on the jerseys. I like the clean look. I would love to see it on their warm-up jerseys. You know, obviously their warm-up jackets and pants. I just don't like seeing it on the jersey. But I don't think I'm going to win this one, Kevin. I think they are here to stay. I think they might even add more sponsors on jerseys.
Yeah, the look they like is the look of money. Money, that's a good look.
That's the look
they get from those sponsorships, right. And Walker kicks to Bledsoe. There's the 3. Mozgov grabs the board.
Can you believe it? He's missed every shot he's taken, yet this team still continues to hold the lead.
9 feet out, pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way. Isaac's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Spurs leading by 12. Outside, Walker. Inside, wants to get it to DeRozan and does. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
A nice make there from DeMar DeRozan, who is so strong on the offensive end.
Passes to Bamba. The offensive rebound. Bledsoe against Augustine. And the foul called on Pau Gasol. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Well, he has to be careful now. He doesn't want to pick up that 3rd foul this early.
Bamba kicks to Isaac. Simmons passes to Mozgov. He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And he knocks down the first one. Mozgov hits them both. Bledsoe with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Kicks to DeRozan. And it's DJ Augustine with the foul. That is his 1st foul of the game. And Orlando making a change here. Gordon's checked in. DeRozan dishes to Gasol. For 3, Middleton. No good on that one. And Orlando the other way now. Now here is Augustine. Outside, Simmons. Magic moving the ball around. And Bamba now top of the key. Shot clock at 6. Here's Gordon. And he overshot that one, missing.
You know, I like the competitive fire, but he's still really out of sync.
Right side, DeRozan. And the dunk by DeRozan.
DeMar DeRozan, so athletic, rising up to slam it home. Great finish.
Augustine with it, now guarded by Bledsoe. To the middle, stolen by Middleton. DeRozan against Simmons. And the dunk by DeRozan.
Ooh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
And Simmons is right there.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Now, here's Gasol. 8 points his last outing. And Middleton kicks to Bledsoe. Back to Middleton. Lets it go from deep. Good, and Bledsoe gets the assist. Bledsoe's got 3 assists in the game.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Augustine, no luck.
He's just gone stone cold this period, and it's bringing the rest of the team down.
And Pau Gasol really on the tail end of what has been a Hall of Fame career. He's a 2-time champion, international star, nothing left to prove, but still manages to put up points with his sharp approach to the game.
Bledsoe kicks to DeRozan. Pass to Gasol. There's 1:47 left to play here in the second quarter. Stolen by Gordon. Back to Augustine. To the middle. It's good from Gordon on the assist by Augustine. Augustine's got 3 assists tonight. And it's Bledsoe with the ball for the San Antonio Spurs. 17 points was their biggest margin. Outside DeRozan. The pass to Gasol. Stolen by Bamba. Here's Isaac. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
A really strong second quarter in terms of scoring the basketball.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Terrence Ross is checked in for Bamba. Fournier comes in for Simmons, and it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine. San Antonio also making some changes. Bellinelli, he's checked in for DeRozan. Bryn Forbes comes in for Walker, and it's Mills in for Eric Bledsoe. That's good from Isaac.
And the overall skill set that Isaac possesses really off the charts. A big man who can run the floor, but also with that wingspan can defend the rim.
Here is Forbes. No points in the game yet for him. And Mills kicks to Forbes. Back to Mills. 5 to shoot. Right through the D for the layup. And the Spurs lead by 12.
One of the smallest men on the floor, Mills using his quickness against good interior defense.
Feeds it to Fournier. It's through for a second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here is Forbes. He's guarded by Fournier. And Forbes kicks to Mills. They grab their own miss. Here's Gasol. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Easy bucket for Powell. Failed to block him out. He'll hover around the offensive boards all day.
Here's Gordon. Great D that time from Middleton.
Yeah, the aggressive D inside leads to a missed opportunity there.
You know, he had terrific position, does a good job of affecting the shot without fouling.
And so it's DeMar DeRozan making highlights for San Antonio. He's at the quarter-century mark, 25 points for him in this game, as they have looked to him over and over to make things happen. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, you guys were able to get the lead. What was the key to getting all those open shots?
It was just getting stops, getting rebound, getting down and pushing, finding lanes, finding open guys.
And you made the most of it, Chris. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. DeMar DeRozan brought his A game early tonight. He had 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
DeMar DeRozan is a really tough cover. Makes strong, decisive moves. Know he has the vertical to rise above defenders. And if you take a physical approach to trying to stop him, he will live at the free throw line, a place I didn't want to live at.
And over to Kenny. How about what you saw from the Magic?
Poor efficiency on offense. That's what jumps out at me. You aren't going to win many games shooting under 35%. Bad shot selection, too much one-on-one play, not finishing with authority. Now, these are correctable errors. They could choose to come out in the second half and completely flip that script.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my main man, Joel.
Joel, what up?
Welcome back, folks. The downtown skyline of Orlando, Florida, looking especially striking tonight. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really valued each possession.
You know what? It's hard to do. Staying focused and disciplined with your approach.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court right now for the Spurs, we've got DeRozan. Hurdle is out there with Chris Middleton. Then there's Bledsoe. And it's Gasol. And at the center, locking down the middle. And Eric Bledsoe, a player who many thought might be a great fit in Milwaukee, but that wasn't the case.
And I'm not sure if it was a play style issue or something else. Fact is, they moved him in the offseason after only a half season of trying things out. Certainly one of the more surprising moves in a wild summer.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe. Davis Bertans checks in for Jakob Poeltl. And Eric Bledsoe drops them both. Eric Bledsoe, Greg, one of the league's best slashers.
Yeah, he gets to the rim with regularity, and he finishes at a high rate, lives at the line. He is a nightmare in the open court.
Shot by Gordon, wide open. Drills the three-pointer. Gordon's got 12.
This is what these perimeter plays are designed to produce. Quality looks for spot-on shooters.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And when you look at Evan Fournier, he's just a reliable source for points whenever he's on the floor.
Yeah, and Fournier is a bit of a quiet scorer. I mean, he always ends up with a lot of points, but doesn't tend to wow you with any individual plays. Terrific shooter who just makes the most of his touches and his minutes whenever he's on the floor.
The first one falls.
DeRozan, a raw athlete entering this league. He's worked on his skill to the point where he's now a perennial all-star candidate.
And so he makes both from the line. And here's Augustine. Pass to Fournier. He kicks to Gordon. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Gordon's got 5 points in the quarter.
And a tall player with that kind of speed is a rare commodity.
Stolen by Bamba. Left side, Gordon. Fournier passes to Augustine. Just 5 on the clock. Goes up on the wing. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Isaac.
Just how they drew it up coming out of the half. 3 straight from the field.
Bledsoe finds DeRozan over Augustine, and DeMar DeRozan the bucket on the assist by Bledsoe. Bledsoe's got his 4th assist in this one. DeRozan against Fournier. And that's a foul called on Davis Bertans. That's his 5th foul.
Oh my goodness, his 5th foul. One more, and he's done for the evening.
The Spurs making a switch here. Hurdle's checked in. Fournier, that's for 2. No good off the back of the rim.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
It's deflected. Isaac with the steal. Here's Augustine. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. Augustine's got 6 points.
Just crushing it here. 80% to start the half.
Passes it to DeRozan. Middleton outside. From past the arc. It's hauled in by Gordon. Gordon's got 8 rebounds in this game. Kicks it to Augustine. Fournier in the corner. Back to Augustine. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Bamba wide open, and he fires. That 3 off the mark.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Rebounded by Isaac. The Magic trail by 9. Down low. 14 feet away, and that's an air ball. Not even close. DeRozan surveying the D, and the wide open shot from Bledsoe. That 3 off the mark.
Just 1 for 4 since the break. They are looking for better efficiency on the offensive end.
Augustine against Bledsoe. Right side Fournier.
Clearly a foul.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Evan Fournier.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And that one falls for Fournier. And so Fournier nails both of them. Here's Bledsoe. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. To the inside. Here's DeRozan. And a little luck that time, but it drops. DeRozan's got 6 points in the quarter.
You can tell he is on a mission down the stretch. Attack offensively and build on this lead.
Fournier against DeRozan. It's good, and the San Antonio lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Fournier.
Amazing how he gets this one to go. Size doesn't matter.
But it can in the painted area. Regardless, he's crafty enough to get up a good shot.
Now, here's Isaac. Following the miss by Eric Bledsoe. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. Here's a look at the schedule for the Orlando Magic. On Friday, they'll begin a road trip starting in Chicago against the Bulls. Then on Sunday, they'll be facing Hassan Whiteside and the Miami Heat.
And for the matchup with the Suns, you know they're going to be amped up for that one. And they'll need to be. That's going to be one tough game for that group.
Now here's Gasol. Following the miss by Eric Bledsoe. Down low. Here's DeRozan. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
The savvy and body control of DeRozan. It allows him to finish the play through contact and get to the line.
So far, he's hit all of his shots at the foul line, going 4 for 4. Mozgov, he's checked in for Orlando. Bellinelli, he's checked in for San Antonio. A free throw dropped for DeRozan.
We're still waiting for that first miss from the line this half.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
And a moment to see numbers for DeMar DeRozan. Averaging around 26 points per, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. So much of what this team does revolves around his offense.
He stacks up points. Reason why? Because that's his mindset. He wants to carry the load and clearly is successful at it.
Now here's Fournier. 8 points for him. To the inside. Here's Gordon. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
And DeRozan kicks to Pirtle. Dishes it to Middleton. Shoots. Again, the miss by the Spurs.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
Now here's Fournier. Very solid contribution from him as he averages over 20 points a game. Shot clock at 3. That one's good. The San Antonio lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Augustine. And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for the San Antonio Spurs. 17 points was their biggest margin. To the paint. Wants to get it to DeRozan and does. Gets it to go from 8 feet. DeRozan's got 11 points in the quarter.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Bledsoe against Augustine. Here's Fournier. Mozgov kicks to Gordon. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And after an abysmal first half from the field, the shots now starting to fall.
Pass to Pirtle. Bledsoe taking his time here. Inside. Gordon with the defensive effort.
Just great at getting after it defensively, forcing guys into tough shots.
Yeah, to be successful, you've got to protect the paint. He rises to that challenge.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
The defense looks done right now. No hustle or real desire to get stops.
Now here is Pirtle. He has 6. Out to DeRozan. Clock at 2. Here's Middleton. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
No one near him. That's one he's got to hit. One he usually hits.
Bamba slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That one on Jakob Pirtle.
And you talk about fighting your way back into a game. They've shown a lot of grit in this comeback.
Tremendous composure on display. When they were down big, they did not panic. They just stuck with the game plan.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Ross, he's checked in for Mozgov. Jonathan Simmons comes in for Fournier. And it's Grant in for Augustine. And the free throw, no good.
And with Mohamed Bamba, one of the first things you notice is that 7'9" wingspan. I mean, yeah, he's got to add more muscle on that frame, but he can use that reach already to make an impact at both ends.
Here's Grant following the three-pointer by San Antonio. Inside, here's Gordon, and then Gordon with the dunk.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. And with Bamba, in addition to his crazy length, you also get a player who's extremely smart.
How about getting scholarship offers from Ivy League schools, including Harvard? You can see him thinking on the court. He's deliberate in the things that he does. Bright future ahead for him.
Now, here's Grant. 6 points for him. Gordon trying to break loose. And Bamba with the basket on the assist by Simmons. Bamba's got 6 here in this quarter. San Antonio trailing here. Here is Forbes. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. The pass to Mills. Shoots over Grant. Pirtle kicks to Mills. Shoots over Grant. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Bamba's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Gordon dishes to Grant. Pass to Ross. Magic moving the ball around. It's deflected.
Gotta love the shot blocking ability of Pirtle. Wonderful timing right there.
Mills. Offensive rebound, Spurs. Bertans can't get it to go. Orlando's gotten going here in the second half from outside, nailing 3 of 4 from the arc. Ross passes to Grant. It's deflected, out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Well, we like to keep you up to date on the fresh talent in the league, so let's check in on the rookie block leaders. Third is Mohamed Bamba.
And that ability to send shots away at the rim, so highly valued, it takes guts to put yourself in harm's way and contest those finishers.
Grant, right side. Up top, Ross. 6 to shoot. Near the three-point line, it's Gordon. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Gordon.
And a chance to check out some stats for Gordon. His last 10 games have been exceptional. 15th in three-point shooting. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And no one's been able to guard him out there. Defender's been trying to get physical with him. But time and time again, he just shrugs him off and drills it. Now Mills. He's a good contributor to his team, averaging about 10.5 points a game. The shot by Bellinelli, no good. And so it's Ross. He brings it up for Orlando. They lead by 1. Outside, Simmons. Here's Grant. And he overshot that one, missing.
Tough night for him shooting the basketball, but this team has been resilient. That's why they've held the lead.
Here is Forbes. He's guarded by Ross. And Forbes kicks to Mills. A three-pointer is right on target. Mills has got 7 points.
It took a long time for him to get that first triple. Let's see now, though, if he can get going.
Passes it to Ross. Left side, Gordon. Shoots over Mills. And the basket by Gordon. Gordon's got it all tied up now for the Magic.
Ever since halftime, he's had his eyes on the basket and just crushing it right now.
Mills with it. He's got 7. Now here's Bellinelli. From deep. Rebound by the Magic. Bamba's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. But he gets it back. Pass to Grant. Second shot opportunity. That shot no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. That game is the first and last of their homestand. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Bellinelli against Simmons. And Bellinelli kicks to Mills. The 3 sinks the three-pointer. Mills has got a pair of threes now here in the third for the Spurs.
And this is where Mills kills you. Tremendous range.
Grant. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. And so it's DeMar DeRozan making highlights for the San Antonio Spurs. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs of fatigue. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And now a sneak peek into the huddle with Greg Popovich.
The way we keep a lead is to keep making stops, gain rebound, and keep the pace on offense.
No surprise moments ago in that little talk that Greg Popovich gave his team in pushing his troops, sensing an open opportunity to break this thing wide open.
And he's a guy who will never settle, and for good reason. He knows that any dip in momentum can shift the course of a game.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. The lengthy bigs inside, Isaac and Bamba. Simmons is out there with Grant, and it's Ross in at the 3. That's who's out there for Orlando. Here's Bertans in the corner. It's Bellinelli. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
You know, maybe he's not one of the elite sharpshooters, but even still, that's not a shot the D can afford to give him.
And here is Grant. Ross finds Simmons. Over Bellinelli. Misses off the left iron.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Took the opportunity when he saw it. Bellinelli's got a couple of three-pointers now in the 4th for San Antonio. Ross on the wing. Bellinelli is covering. Mills passes to Walker. And that one drops. And it's an 11-point San Antonio lead.
Known as more of a shooter than a playmaker, Mills has improved at running the offense.
Grant kicks to Bamba. To the paint. And it's Simmons. That time on the assist by Bamba.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half. More effort as well. And their offense starting to show signs of life.
Now here's Gasol. And it's Mohamed Bamba with the foul. That's his first foul. Fournier's checked in for the Magic. The Spurs also changing it up. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Bellinelli. And it's Eric Bledsoe in for Patty Mills. Bledsoe outside. 6 on the shot clock. Lets a floater go, and it's good on the way in. And the Spurs lead by 11.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
Simmons with it. He's picked up by Walker. Now here's Grant. Defense right on him. Shakes off the strong D and gets the bucket for 2.
And boy, did he ever sell the pump fake. Worked to absolute perfection.
DeRozan finds Gasol. Left side Walker. Pulls up. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Simmons feeling it out a bit. Now the pass to Bamba. Here's Grant. A three-pointer off the mark.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
Now here's Bledsoe. He kicks to Gasol. Pass to Bertans. The Spurs need to get a shot off here. And the shot is good.
May have been a foul. Anyway, Gasol absorbs the hit, but strong enough to finish through it.
The Magic trail by 11. Grant the pass to Bamba. Knocked away. Stolen by Bledsoe. Out left to the wing. Back to DeRozan. And a great assist by Bledsoe as that one goes in. Bledsoe's got his 6th assist on the night. Grant kicks to Bamba. Outside Fournier. Drops in the tray.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Passes it to DeRozan. Back to Bledsoe. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It goes on Jaren Grant.
At the line of the Spurs, Eric Bledsoe taking 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Eric Bledsoe for the Magic. Aaron Gordon comes in for Simmons, and DJ Augustine subbed in for Jaren Grant. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Chris Middleton's checked in for Walker. And Eric Bledsoe drops them both. And it's the Magic with the ball. A 12-point game. Augustine against Bledsoe. Kicks it out to Gordon. Pass to Fournier. Here's Augustine. 5 on the clock. Down low. He's looking for Gordon and finds him. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
There's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Cover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Now, here's Isaac, following the miss by DeRozan.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Hangs in midair and converts on the double clutch layup. DeRozan's got 40 points. Augustine looking around. Puts it up from 12. And Chris Middleton pulls it down. Spurs leading by 12. Bledsoe outside. Bertans kicks to Middleton. There's the pass to Bledsoe. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Middleton's got his 5th assist in this one.
You can see there the defender allows himself to get picked.
You know, it's all about effort. Sometimes you're going to get hit on hard screens. You just have to fight through them.
And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him. That's going to send DJ Augustine to the line. They get Paul Gasol.
At the line, shooting one. DJ Augustine.
One shot.
Now Bledsoe. Middleton outside. DeRozan on the wing. Shoots over Isaac. It's hauled in by the Magic.
When you defend a good mid-range shooter, this is how you contest without fouling.
Very pretty alley-oop layup.
Oh, what a pass. And then he lays it in with the circus move.
So smooth. And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for the Spurs. Inside. And finished off by DeRozan.
He has taken it upon himself to score the ball as much as possible for his team. He's not looking to pass it right now.
Augustine passes to Bamba. There's the dish to Fournier. He can't get it to go. Good D by Gasol.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And it's DJ Augustine with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. And Middleton kicks to DeRozan. Offline from the top of the key.
And that's the look this offense is designed to produce.
Always frustrating when you do everything right, yet just can't complete the play.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Chris Middleton. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Here's Gordon. Isaac with the ball. Shot clock at 6. The 11-footer and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And San Antonio called for the foul.
At the line, shooting C.J. Augustine.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. Both free throws good from Augustine. Here is Bledsoe. For the three. Sinks the triple. Bledsoe's got 12 points in just the second half.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
It's Fournier on the wing. Orlando gets it back. Pass to Augustine. Here's the teardrop. That's tipped.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Well, with how great DeMar DeRozan is at scoring, you know he's going to get to the line a few times every game.
And Chris Middleton, 2 seasons ago, tore his hamstring completely off the bone. I mean, he's come back and hasn't missed a beat. One of the most well-rounded players you'll see.
The first free throw is good. And Chris Middleton with maybe, Greg, his best season yet in 2017-18.
It just seems like he gets better every year. A former second-round pick, now all-star caliber. He's worked extremely hard, stayed in the lab, and now we're seeing the results.
DeMar DeRozan hits them both. The Magic trail by 15. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
They get it again.
He can't find his mojo. Tough quarter for him scoring the basketball.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
The aggressiveness that DeRozan attacks the rim with is what gets him to the line more often than not.
DeMar DeRozan at the line for 2.
That's good from DeMar DeRozan.
I love how hard he's playing, really, since the break. All the defense can do at this point is foul him.
No good on the second free throw. And Jonathan Isaac making progress, but he was drafted knowing he had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, and you really shouldn't try and compare Isaac to the rest of his draft class. He's going to be on a different timeline as far as his development goes. Might take longer for him to be ready, but the payoff, man, could be huge as his ceiling is really high.
So it's the Spurs now. The Magic getting the bucket. Middleton finds DeRozan. Shoots over Isaac. And DeRozan with the basket on the assist by Middleton. Middleton's got his 6th assist on the night. Bledsoe against Augustine. Passes it to Gordon. Softly drops in the floater. Gordon's got 8 points in the quarter.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Bledsoe against Augustine. Now here's Bledsoe. Hangs, and that's 2 points on the layup. Bledsoe's got 14 points here in the second half.
I don't know what Coach told him at halftime, but he is shooting the lights out right now.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. You gotta like what DeMar DeRozan has done in this game.
You know, he's been a one-man wrecking crew down low. His consistent scoring has dictated the pace of this game. We'll see if they decide to front him, bring a quick double, or maybe even both to try to slow him down.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, DeMar DeRozan.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
He silenced this crowd with an unreal display. His ability to drown out the noise and the hostility of an opposing crowd is pretty special. Spurs on defense. Lob pass to Gordon, and then Gordon with the dunk.
Yeah, love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
They can take their time on this possession.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Just give themselves a little bit of a break.
2 minutes, less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Gordon against Middleton. 6 on the shot clock. Bledsoe for 3. And Bamba pulls it down. Bamba's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Isaac. That one doesn't drop. Great D that time from Middleton. DeRozan passes to Bledsoe. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. DJ Augustine picks one up.
At the line for the Spurs, Eric Bledsoe. At the line for 2.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
He misses the free throw. Bellinelli, he's checked in for San Antonio. And he can't make the second free throw either, missing both. The Magic trail by 14. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. And that's 13 points for Evan Fournier. And so it's Bledsoe. He brings it up for the San Antonio Spurs. Three-pointer. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Isaac's got 7 rebounds in the game. To the inside, Gordon dishes to Augustine, makes it off the glass. Augustine's got 12 points in just the second half. Here's Bledsoe. 1:02 left in the fourth quarter.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for the Spurs.
They enjoyed a big boost from the strong play of their bench.
The subs came in and did their job. Those points off the bench were key to their victory.
And they took charge when it counted, and they'll be notching their 9th win overall.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series at a game apiece.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for DeMar DeRozan.
What I like that he came ready to compete in this game, but he did it under control. Tremendous poise, never seemed to be in a hurry, just played the game the right way.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. Jakob Poeltl's checked in for Gasol. Cunningham comes in for Bertans.
Take a break.
Bryn Forbes, he's
2
checked
shots.
in for Chris Middleton. And it's Mills in for Eric Bledsoe. And that one misses. So for the Magic, Mozgov, he's checked in for Bamba. And it's Ross in for Isaac. Second free throw, no good. With the prospect of making a big lead even bigger.
And you got to jump at this chance. Stretch that lead out as much as possible.
At the line for the Spurs, Bryn Forbes. At the line for 2.
The first free throw is good. Bamba is checked in for Aaron Gordon. Both free throws good from Forbes. There's 37 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now here's Fournier. Defense is right there. Kicks it to Augustine. Good on the triple.
And this run may make the score look a little more acceptable, but still a loss.
They could never put it together when it mattered. Just let too many opportunities slip through their fingers.
Now here's Mills, guarded by Augustine. And here's Mills. And so it's San Antonio, easily taking this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. DeMar, this team is playing well together. How are you encouraging and fostering that sense of all of you being together and playing well?
We're just making everybody comfortable. We're making each and everybody on this team comfortable. If it's jump shots, if it's attacking the basket, even if it's on the defensive end, we're just giving each other confidence every time we practice.
And it sure looks like it out there tonight, DeMar. Thanks a lot. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. And we'll see you next time